Hello, my fellow YouTubers. I wanted to make a quick video on because I'm in the process of deciding and building a road bike for myself, and I'm doing it from like the frame up. But there's a lot of people out there that are, and a lot of you guys, you're looking for a bike to purchase that you don't have to build from scratch. Because let's be honest, not everybody has every single tool and the know-how on how to build a bike from the frame up. So that being said, I'm going to be doing several of these videos. This particular video is for road bikes $1,000 or less. So I have 3 different websites that I'll be going over, and I'll tell you when I'm going through the different websites. I'm not affiliated with any of these websites. So one of the websites that I use, and I've bought from many times, very reliable, is Jensen USA. Another one is Performance. Performance is great because they actually have local stores in most places, and you can have it shipped to the store, and they can set it up for you so that you literally have a mechanic that has set up your bike. You don't just get a bike box in your doorstep. So that's Performance Bike. Then I also have Diamondback. The reason I opened up Diamondback is they give you, it is a bike in a box that comes to your doorstep. They give you like all the instructions. Like I've seen a couple of videos, unboxing videos of bikes that that come from Diamondback, and they've definitely stepped up their game. Like I would actually buy a Diamondback bike. I wouldn't think twice about it, to be honest. So that's why I included it, and they have some really good deals. And it's basically just consumer direct or factory direct or however you want to call it. So I will put some criteria on this, and if you don't agree, that's fine. Then go look for a different guide or someone else doing some other videos. I can tell you that the future for road bikes is disc brakes. My criteria is that it's going to have disc brakes. Agree if you want or disagree if you want, but that's just a fact. All bikes, I believe that all road bikes in 5 years or whatever, they're all decent bikes. They're all going to have disc brakes. Every single one. They're all it's the best material. It's the best way to, there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to. A couple of contenders ring or fly out right now. So this bike right here, if you're going to do gravel grinding, not necessarily all road ride or anything, but if you really need big tires, then for $800, I don't think you can really get much better than that. That's a great setup. I see that it's disc brakes, so it's a great setup. Now that's not necessarily road riding bike. So let's scroll down. This is Jensen USA that we're looking at right now, and we're going up to $1,000. And so far, I don't really see much that strikes my eye as, you know what, that's a decent. There we go. So that's decent for, I think it's a woman-specific bike. Funny thing is, I'm probably going to end up picking out some Diamondbacks here because Jensen USA apparently has Diamondbacks right there. That's a great bike right there. So Jensen USA Diamondback Century Road 2017. They also have the Hanjo, depending on tire size. But if you're going to do some road riding and you want to keep up with guys and all that stuff, then this bike here looks like the winner in my book. I wouldn't get a Massey. Wouldn't do that. It's not a road bar. It's a flat bar. So let's look at this one in detail. We might have to cut out Diamondback since we already see it over here, or at least compare the prices. Plenty of sizes available. You are getting a little bit of a discount, 14%. But look at that, guys. Under $1,000. It looks good. It looks good. I would go with that. It's got Shimano Sora, so one step under 105 and 2 steps under Ultegra. It's got 28 C tires, so you're gonna have plenty of tire clearance. But for under $1,000, that's a solid bike. A really solid bike. And when if things start breaking, you can obviously upgrade to 105 if you wanted to, or keep it at Sora. You know, nobody lost a race because they had Sora versus 105. You know, you're not going to get dropped because you have Sora versus 105 or Ultegra. You're just not. It's the engine, and you are the engine. So let's not confuse things. Now, if you're riding, hardcore races, like you're actually very competitive, not Cat 5, not Cat 4, but you're going to Cat 3, where things get really competitive, then yeah, I mean, it's definitely, you're going to ride a little bit faster, a little bit marginal gains by getting a lighter, faster bike. But we're talking marginal gains. Most of these gains, they people don't win because they have a faster bike. They win because they train harder and they're stronger. There we go. 950 Diamondback Century. I think that under $1,000 for long rides, short rides, you're going to do really well with that. You really are. So let's go to Performance Bike and see what they have. See here. That's a woman-specific bike. It's $800. That's a GT grade alloy gravel bike, 2017. We're going to look at it a little bit closer, so I opened up a new tab for it, but we're going to continue looking. So flat bar bikes, I'm just excluding right away. Here's another woman-specific disc brake bike, $879. That's a great option for women. Okay, so we got a Marin. Yeah, I want to look at that. Marin Lombard. So we got another Marin. I'm going to open that, and this is a woman-specific bike, and it's right at $1,000. So I'm opening that too to see what is the absolute best we can possibly get for $1,000. These are going over $1,000. I'm going to close this tab, which we're going to go through the bikes that we opened with Performance Bike. Okay, this is the GT. They have several sizes that should accommodate most people. They're available. That's good. Comparing this particular bike to this Diamondback, I would probably go with a Diamondback. This one is a little bit lower grade. It's a little bit more of and the title says it, it's a gravel bike. It's a little bit more of a gravel bike. For fast rides, for longer rides, this will be fine, but so will the Diamondback one. This one probably has even more tire clearance. But for if you want to go get into road riding, then I would say no to the GT at this point. This is more the bike that you're looking for from Jensen USA. Okay, so I'm going to close that tab. It's not really a contender for me at this point. So let's look at the Marin Lombard road bike, 2017. Plenty of sizes available. Yeah, they're big. 35 mil tires. So if you're going to be doing a lot of commuting, then this is an okay bike. If we're still comparing bikes as in I want to get into road cycling and be fast and competitive, as competitive as I can be with a $1,000 bike, then I would just go with the Diamondback because you don't have to buy new tires for that. Here, you're going to want to buy thinner, faster tires because these are pretty darn big and they're going to be heavier. For commuting purposes, yeah, sure. So, I'm going to go with a Diamondback. Under $1,000, I'm going to go with that. So let's look at this Marin here. I got a feeling it's going to be pretty similar. So this is the Marin Gestalt 1 gravel bike. Plenty of sizes available. One thing to take note here. These ones are 700 by 30, but they're tubeless tires. For the price, I mean, we're right at $1,000. For the price, I think it's really good. I think the tires are a little bit thick for, fast road ride purposes. I think we're blurring their lines even more here between is it a road bike or a gravel bike. Obviously, it says it's a gravel bike, so I know that. But is it, purpose? Can we use it as a fast road bike? This one blurs the lines even more. The fact that it's tubeless compatible, which I really do like, it is a leg up. It's going to be a toss-up. This is going to be one of those where, you know what, I'm not going to do club rides. I'm not going to get into super fast cycling, but I want something that's decent and can still go fast. Then maybe the Marin is right for you. This is the woman-specific bike. So for women, if you're looking under $1,000, you might be interested in looking at Performance Bicycle, Fuji Finest 1.1 disc women's road bike. And I think that under $1,000, it's really good. I don't think you can really go wrong with that bike. It'll be plenty fast, and like I said, plenty of sizes available. So this is now we're going over to Diamondback's website, which, you know, we already picked this one out. If you buy it directly from Diamondback, if it's the same price and it's all the same to you, or all the same to me, I would buy it from the Diamondback website. I know that if it comes to returns, you know, they handle it. They also have a women's specific for $950 that pretty much is the same thing as the Century, I'm assuming. Let's look at it in more detail. And that looks great. Shimano Sora, disc brakes. It's great value for money. Great value for money. Silver, plenty of sizes that give you also height ranges. So I think Diamondback wins the best bikes under $1,000 category. I would go conservative on these sizes. I'm looking at the men's bikes. I'm 6'1", and I fit well in a 58, but I could also use a 56. So, and they're saying, you know, I personally, I would not ride a 60. That's a little bit stretched out. So on these sizes, just pay attention a little bit. It's easier. So let me put this into perspective. It's easier to buy one size smaller than what your height says here on the range. It's easier to buy one size smaller and purchase a $15 longer stem or raise the seat post than if you have, for example, if I was 6'1", and I go, oh yeah, you know, I'll buy the 60 centimeter one. Then what am I going to do? Buy a shorter stem? You know, how short of a stem can you possibly buy for a road bike? And road bikes, generally, you know, it's a lot of frame. It's a lot of frame to wrestle. So just be a little bit conservative on the sizing when you're looking at these. Go a little bit smaller frame size, knowing that you can try it, and you know, if all you need is a little bit extra length on the top side, you can get a longer stem. Obviously, the seat post is adjustable, so you just raise the seat a little bit, and it should be fine. It'll be easier to handle the bike as well, because you have less of a bike underneath you when you're riding to wrestle, you know, when you're going and doing stuff. And it'll be a little bit less weight too. You'll have a little bit lighter bike. Tour de France riders are famous for having several sizes smaller than what they really should, according to, you know, when you look at the sizing charts. So you have guys that are 6'1" on 54 frames in Tour de France all the time. I mean, you know, not that there's that many 6'1" guys, but their seat post is jacked up really high, their frames are small, and they have really long stems. They have like 14 centimeter stems, which is like crazy long. You know, if you really want to be set up as a pro, then you don't go by this sizing chart at all. Then you don't just go one size smaller. You tend to go two sizes smaller. I don't advise for two sizes smaller. I advise for maybe one size smaller, which actually is more what should fit you. So, in this particular purposes, I'm 6 to 6'1". I would go 56. My advice: if you don't like it, don't take it. Argue as much as you want. That's what I would do. That bike, you can't really go wrong. I don't think you can go wrong. Under $1,000, I think that's essentially the best you can get. Thanks for watching, guys. I know this is a little longer video, but I wanted to show you the shopping process that I go through and give you a little bit more of the experience and kind of show you what to look for. So this is 2017. For 2017 bikes under $1,000, that's probably what I would go with. Now I do know that I did not compare some of the major brands, okay? But this gives you a really good opportunity to, you can print out the spec sheet of this particular bike. You can take the spec sheet and you can compare. You can go to a Giant store, you can compare it to Giant, you can compare it to Trek and Specialized. And that's really the big three, right? Giant, Trek, Specialized. And you can compare it to those individually. The price difference, it's a little bit more difficult to find a price on the Giants and Treks and Specialized because not all of those prices are posted online. And bike shops sometimes are able to discount some of those bikes below, normal retail, like this one. This one was $1,100. It's selling for $950. And can you find better deals than this? Sure. There's always last year's model that are selling out and whatnot, and you get a killer deal, and congratulations. My hat goes off to you. But this gives you an idea of what I look for and what I value when looking for bikes under $1,000. And if you just want something simple, you can order, it gets to your door, you assemble it, and you go out and ride. And then this is a good bike. Thanks for watching, guys. And I hope this is useful for you. I will make other videos, and I'll put budgets of $1,500 and then $2,000 to give you an idea of what you can get for $1,000. Thanks for watching, guys.